you belong with me. The fire and the storm, through the wind and the rain. A bit of monsoon, Caribbean hurricane. Cutting through, we're moving fast. Tell this world I'm running from my past. Is all I have to say. Welcome to the show. I am Monty the Yank, and with me, as always,
Boggs.
And you are listening to Two Dudes in the Dark. One dude trying to make sure his computer doesn't scream. I am holding it down with my hand with a beer cap on the fan, so the fan doesn't make a noise. So, we'll see how long that lasts. If not, we're going to sound really low in post-production, so fair warning. Bogsimus, how's the new year treating you?
You know what? It kind of feels like time is a human construct and it has no meaning, and this year is going to be the same as last year because they're in fact the same thing, but good.
That was deep. Well, keeping as always, and I didn't turn any of the music off, so you're probably hearing a little bit of music in the background because Brett's not paying attention. And now Ashley's phone is ringing. Hold on. 3, and we're back. So this is going to be a bit of a cluster, but as I was saying, as the world and the days don't change as the year changes, neither does the format of the show. Ha! You can check us out on Facebook. I did mess up last week. It actually is TWO, Two Dudes in the Dark podcast. You can check that out on Facebook. You can check me out on Twitter at Monty the Yank, or search for Two Dudes in the Dark. You can check Bogsimus out pretty much everywhere.
Correct. At Bogsimus Games on Twitter, bogsmusgames.com. Facebook/Bogsimus Games, Bogsimus_games on Instagram. Just go to Google, type in Bogsimus Games. You'll probably find something.
Yeah. So you can check him out there, or if you want to see him partially naked, you can find his shower talk. So there you go.
Yes.
Well,
just,
fully naked, partially shown.
Correct. I got a Santa hat over my junk. Hey man, it was Honda days.
Yeah. They took you for everything. So we're going to talk a little news of the weird. We're going to talk about how the Simpsons predicted the world. And then we're going to talk a little Reddit scary stories. So how's that sound?
Sounds good.
But before we get going, we had talked about the history of the Bel Air home that you guys went to. And I think on Facebook, one of your buddies actually gave a pretty good detailed report. So did you want to read that?
Yeah, let me pull it up. I log into our Facebook and I get bombarded with pop-ups. Okay. It's like, did you do this? Did you do this? It's like, no.
I might have.
We did not. All right. So, my buddy Brett Williams, who's in Columbus RIP with me, wrote this, so I will read it. Hey, I'm one of the members of Columbus RIP that was at the Bel Air house. Outside of being an investigator, I'm also the AV technology guy. I know some of the history. Other members are more knowledgeable than I am, but I can answer some of what you asked. Jacob Hetherington owned all the coal mines in Ohio Valley and built the house. The house was passed down to Lyde Hetherington, the granddaughter, who died in the dining room, and then her brother Edwin Hetherington took ownership. Edwin hired mediums and held seances to try to communicate with his sister and is believed to have opened portals. Other members of the family had reportedly passed in the house as well. The house was built on top of a mine that was originally believed to have collapsed, but was recently found that had caught fire and miners were killed. The house also has some other attributing factors surrounding it, such as being located by water, having an Indian burial ground somewhere behind it, and being built upon ley lines. The owner had a group go through that, and they believe they contacted through these portals star beings. Experiences people have are being pushed, touched. They hear bangs, footsteps, seeing doors open and close. The caretaker was pushed down the stairs and ended up going through the window, but not falling out. I was one of the 3 people to first walk through the house. Right away, two of us felt a little nauseous, and others felt winded, which went away when we left the house. It came back when we walked back in. It had a feeling of high tension, like when you're around multiple people who did not like each other. The attic definitely had some heavy feeling in it. Ryan described the situation where it was like where he was sitting on a futon upstairs and feeling his neck burning, which I did, yes. At the same time, another member felt what seemed like fingers running through their hair a couple times, a tug on his pants, and out of nowhere, an almost dead wasp fell down on him.
Oh,
The second time we went into the attic, Ryan had a jolt of energy that caused him to kind of rock back and forth before we had to take him downstairs. The obvious brought up what Ryan had mentioned, as well as a lot of technology related words, paranormal words, and astrological words. It kept saying like Saturn and planets and stars and other words. Um, Three of us stayed the night, and it was pretty terrible. We always felt like we were being looked at, and there was some odd sounds later to be discovered as the highway. We reviewed some overnight footage in the morning and found a random loud bang in Edwin's room. Before we left, we went back in the attic and had a final Ovilus session, and whatever was up there pretty much told us to pack our stuff. We reviewed about 2 hours of video footage. So far, well, we found another loud bang in Edwin's room and what sounded like a distant giggle, followed by a much louder and clear giggle when another member and I were getting situated in the attic. This member and I were talking, so it wasn't either of us. Uh, it wasn't any other member. Surveillance confirms that nobody else was in the attic or even on the second floor at the time. The other member that was up there with me was also felt like they were getting touched while sitting in the futon. Hopefully, with the holidays coming in, we can do some more review. And that was from Brett Williams of Columbus RIP on the Bel Air house.
And the Bel Air house is available to investigate.
Correct.
Did you say it was $75 a person?
That's what it ended up being. I don't know what the there's a deposit, like essentially there's like
Okay.
it's X amount for a certain amount of people, and then beyond that it raises. So the more people you have, you actually start saving money. They start, dispersing the cost. If we
Okay.
would have had a few more people on it, it would have went down to about $50 something a person.
Okay. Yeah. So it costs this much across this many people.
Yep.
Cool deal. So you can check out the Bel Air house for yourself. If you're ever in Ohio, it's Bel Air, Ohio, correct?
Correct.
Bel Air, Ohio. I need to enunciate. Um, Go check it out. I did want to make it to that, but again, I could not, and I want to get out on an investigation with you. So I think it'd be very, very interesting.
Well, we're planning our next one, so I'll let you know.
Absolutely. All right. Well, grab a beer or whatever you're drinking, everybody. I am still drinking a little bit of swill. I am drinking Labatt Blue. So I don't know if you can top that one this week.
Oh, Manda, will you bring me an Elvis juice?
And let's do some storytelling.
Let's.
Let's play a game of Color Me Surprised. Are you ready?
Absolutely, let's do it.
There probably is no alien megastructure around mysterious Tabby Star.
Is this the Dyson sphere thing?
I believe so. So,
Okay.
science fiction fans, we feel your pain. Aliens are probably not building a megastructure around KIC 8462852, aka Tabby's star, aka Bourgeon's star, including they were using their Kickstarter. Boyani and her team of crack astronomers have gathered data strongly suggesting dust is the culprit of the 1,280 light year away structure, quote unquote. On the bright side note, Stuart Clark, it says it's still weird, yet maybe not a structure. So don't fret, as the dust could be a black cloud, as Fred Hawley imagined Wow, okay. I'm just going to give up on the rest of this. So, for all you checking out and supporting the Kickstarter, they have proven that there may not be an alias structure as we had predicted.
That's very upsetting. I was kind of excited about the fact that there could be a Dyson sphere out there.
It makes me very happy sometimes, though, when they see stuff like this, and immediately people are like, well, it could be nothing. And then, but it could be absolutely everything we're looking for.
Yeah.
There's no in between. Well, it could be nothing, or it could be aliens.
Aliens, man.
Aliens down south, aliens in the air, or just being bombarded. Or it's just a speck of dust.
We're all aliens, man. We're aliens something.
Yeah, absolutely. Fighter pilot chases UFO, urges world leaders to take the threat of aliens seriously. This feels like the really big story to me, says Fox News' Tucker Carlson at the conclusion of his interview with retired Navy Commander David Fravor about the latter encounter with the UFO in 2004. The video is attached to a straightforward article that appeared in The Sun on December 31st. It's reprise. I can't read tonight. I can't read any night.
Yeah, I was gonna say just tonight. Can
I'm
you
reading
even?
sideways? Because I'm holding my stupid computer.
There's not enough pop-ups and pictures.
I need more pictures. Large media outlet keeping the recent UFO revelations alive, and the company is getting into the act as the CIA teases a tweet of a UFO photo. Paul Seaburn is keep. Let's just enlarge just a little bit. Maybe that'll help.
Old man Monty the Yank.
Small font, everybody. Small font.
You probably have a jitterbug phone.
For my fingers, I need it though.
Yeah.
I'll pick you up at 12. Why is there 25 letters? Let's see here. UFO informant available, and apparently they're having fun in the process. Its website even contains separate sections on the CIA documents that are called X-Files. And this all started with, he claims that during his time in the Air Force, he saw more than one UFO. The last time he saw it, they were on a run. They asked him if he had any missiles. And he said, I have duds, because they're just doing a practice mission. They weren't looking to run into anybody. They sent him on reconnaissance. He went, he saw something, and then they said, it's no longer on the map. Go ahead and bring yourself back. So what he's saying is that he believes there was something. He's not saying this UFO has to be an alien, but he says that the world leaders do need to take this as a threat, because he has seen more than once stuff show up and just disappear.
Huh.
I don't think aliens want to invade.
They would already have done it.
Exactly. Why wait?
Yeah, like it'd be so easy to take us over because they obviously have the technology. Okay, I'm gonna nerd out, so let's keep going.
Let's just do that. No, nerd out. I want to hear it. Let's go.
It's like people are like, oh man, aliens could invade us. Like, yeah, they could. But why would they? What's the point?
Yeah.
If
they need us,
if they wanted to, they already would have done it.
Yeah. Why, if we are having encounters supposedly since the early ages of man, really? I mean, you look at paintings back in the early centuries. There are alien-like structures in these paintings. It's true. Go look it up.
Yeah, so like why do they have to invade? They're already here, man.
Yeah, so if your belief is they can get to us, why would they get to us and not?
What are they going to get?
What you gonna get? What you gonna do? It's all the guns. That's why gun laws need to be loosened. That is keeping the aliens at bay. It's the gun laws in America.
Yeah, the aliens are like, we can't invade America. They got AR-15s.
They got semi-automatics.
If they shave the firing pin, they got automatics.
And we don't know how to defend against lead.
We can't defend against Maddox.
Especially when they're auto. Did you know Amy Winehouse is returning as a ghost in the form of a bird to visit her family? You do now. Eternally talented Amy Winehouse left our world via alcohol poisoning in 2011. It's been that long. Wow. 6 years.
I was going to say 6 years sober.
Wah, wah.
Hey, man. I don't know why Amy was shocked with her death. She had a song called I'm Not Going to Rehab.
Oh, yeah. She knew she was going to burn out. She is a
She
part of
told
the
everybody.
27 Club, by the way.
It's sad that she died, but she freaking told everybody.
Yeah.
Like, look, I live a lifestyle.
What makes me sad is she had tried to clean up and had given up all the other drugs, supposedly, and then died from alcohol. You know how much alcohol you have to drink to die from alcohol?
Did she like die from like actual like alcohol in her system? It wasn't like
poisoning.
Oh my god, that's
She
a lot
got
of alcohol.
so drunk, her blood turned to alcohol. I mean, I'm assuming what happens with alcohol poisoning.
Dude, like I just it makes me remember of all the times like I've woke up hammered, drunk, and sick, and like just imagine going beyond that to where
Much
your blood.
more beyond that.
That's horrible, man. Oh, yeah.
That's not a way to go. It's just not. I like my nights out, but I mean, you're almost at that point, like injecting alcohol in you. I mean, I know it doesn't take. In reality, it doesn't take all that much, but I'm thinking my fat person, me, and what I can drink and just be drunk, you'd have to do 3 to 4 times that much? No.
Or butt chugging it.
Without throwing up, for the most part. Without passing out. Whew. It's a lot of alcohol.
That's a lot.
So she is gone, but that does not mean forgotten, as we go right back into the sweet story. The Songbird's parents say they are frequently visited by their deceased daughter, both in the form of Spirit and Blackbird. Okay. And, Stardivesons, if she could speak, would her story match life in the afterlife explained from the other side? I've never read. Have you read it?
I have not.
Me neither. Mark Russell brings us more wisdom from the channeled entity Silver Birch, which, regardless of its accuracy, comprises some pretty sound advice on how to live your lives. Paranormal beliefs are not required. Well, that just was a stupid story. I'm sorry. Hey, man, did you know that my cat from first grade comes back as another cat?
What?
Now, if you want to learn more about how living your life, I got this website I'm going to send you. And finally, in the paranormal news, there's casting calls out there, paranormal investigators, and psychic mediums. Crooked Horse Production is currently casting for paranormal investigators, psychic mediums, for potential on-camera opportunities. They are looking for charismatic people, which isn't me, who are passionate about the paranormal. Currently in developing this, that's not me messing that up, are a few new concepts in the paranormal space, one of which involves an on-location investigation series, which others are more expert interviewed based, so a lot of interviews. If someone or a pair or even a team really wows us, they said, it may spark a completely new idea. If this is you, apply through their website. Again, that's Crooked Horse Productions. So there you go. There's your job.
Is it a TV series or
Sounds
what?
like on-camera opportunity. Could be website, maybe YouTube.
But on-camera opportunity sounds like butt stuff.
Yeah, but they paid double for that.
Oh, cool. Crooked Horse Productions.
Crooked Horse, Horse Productions. Yes.
Crooked Horse is an award-winning television production company. Let's see.
On this idea, they go investigate in the morning. I'd watch that personally. Is it sparking your fancy?
I was checking out their. Oh, they're in Canada. Oh wait, they're in New York too. Interesting.
So if
Interesting.
in Canada, you don't want to deal with it,
I'm gonna be a
or
super
you just
nerd.
don't want to get the work visa.
I'm gonna be a super nerd right now and see if their website's optimized for mobile.
All right, do it. Tell me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people.
So
I do digital marketing, so.
So is it?
Running the test now. Crooked Horse, fix your freaking website.
Bad.
It's not optimized for mobile.
See, everybody looks at stuff on mobile.
I know, that's what people got to realize. Like, it looks great on a desktop, so kudos to you, but you jump over to Sizzy.co, which is a site that will test for let's do Google's mobile friendly. I'm sorry, I'm nerding out, guys.
Well, while you check that out, let me read about these two American tourists. Joseph de Silva, 38, and Travis de Silva, 36, of San Diego were arrested in Bangkok, Thailand on November 28th and detained in an immigration detention center after they posted a butt selfie on Instagram taken in front of the Buddhist temple Wat Arun, or Temple of the Dawn. The pair's Instagram account, Traveling Butts, showcased their hindquarters at tourist sites around the world, but it was deleted shortly after the arrest. District Police Chief, nope, I'm going to try it, told Reuters that the two would also be fined for a similar photo at a different temple. But why? They had the perfect opportunity to put butt, B-U-T-T-Y, but they did not, because they're classy, you see. In Birmingham, England, renowned 52-year-old... different story, sorry. No, this is what I wanted to read. So, any remarks on the butt selfie?
On the what? The butt selfie?
Yes.
No.
Guys got arrested. Would you do a butt selfie if it meant you might get arrested? I mean, I would do a butt selfie, but completely different story.
Yes. I mean, I posted a picture of myself on my personal Facebook with the Santa hat over my junk. So, yeah, I'd do a butt selfie.
Did you do it in front of a Buddhist temple?
I mean, I probably would.
The answer is maybe. And story last but not least, I found this very funny. Not funny, but stupid. In Birmingham, England, renowned 53-year-old surgeon Simon Bramhall pleaded guilty on December 13th to branding his initials onto human livers using an ergon beam during transplant surgeries. The colleagues first noticed that the initials SB in 2013 on an organ during a follow-up surgery, which sparked an investigation. Why? What? Would you do that? Now, what is funny though, but former patient Tracy whatever of Dryham told Birmingham Mail that he should be reinstated. He had to resign back in 2014, acknowledged that marking patients' livers had been a mistake. He said he should be reinstated, and his quote is it really that bad? I wouldn't have cared if he had did it to me. The man saved my life. He also branded me like he owned my liver. Just saying. Not saying. I'm just saying. By the way, are they optimized?
So they passed the structure. Well, they passed the the mobile friendly test for Google. But just on the Sizzy, their main call to action image doesn't size correctly to a screen. But they do have a lot of structured data on their site. So good job. I can see they're using a Yoast SEO plugin with their WordPress site.
Yoast.
Dude, it's incredible what I could run this site through a test and see who made it and
Captain
get his
chasing
name,
each other.
and I could email him.
And tell him you're a joke, bro. You're a joke.
No, they actually did a good job. You guys
Okay.
got, yeah, Crooked Horse got a good site. Good job, Crooked Horse.
So are you going to send in a promo tape? should.
No, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, but we should. You got a
It'll
camera.
be me pooping.
No, it'd be you and me just doing something stupid. We'll like fake investigate somewhere. Be like an investigation prank show. That's a good idea. You get other investigators coming to look at these places, but you prank them the whole time. Nothing? No?
Nothing.
You hear the snoring in the background. You don't want to. You want to do a prank show? No.
I ain't got time for that, man.
Oh, you got plenty of time.
I ain't got time, man.
Well, if they like it, then that is your job. Then you have plenty of time.
All right, well then let's do it. Let's make a ghost prank show where we prank ghosts.
Oh, even better. Like at the end, we pull off our masks, like in Scooby Doo, just reversed.
And they're like, "Oh, you got me, ghost pranker!
You told me no cameras.
I would have got away from it if it wasn't for them kids and that dog."
Speaking of cartoons, let's talk about the 14 times. No, before we do this, we're going to talk about the 14 times the Simpsons accurately predicted the future. However, I want you to give me your predictions for 2018.
My predictions. Well, in light of Trump's tweet to Kim Jong-un about the nuclear button, we're probably all going to be dead.
By the way, that button doesn't exist. Just saying.
That's so stupid.
My prediction is that we will get a new Patterson Aginla film type for Bigfoot.
Ooh.
I think someone's going to get something, fake or real, on tape that will spark the same controversy and discussion that the previous film created. Put it on the books. It's going to happen this year. What do you think?
Let's see. Yes, I agree with you. I think that we're going to officially find evidence of the Loch Ness Monster, but it'll come at a price.
And it won't be in the Loch Ness.
It will be, but there'll be a price.
Like you have to pay for it, or we might die.
No, you have to pay for it. About Tree Fitty.
Oh, boo! Boo! That's terrible. Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster?
I think we've talked about this. I don't think there's enough. Yeah, there's not. The food source in that lake couldn't sustain
that big of a.
Yeah.
What if you could get out of the loch?
Then it possibly, but still, like, I mean that lake couldn't sustain me, like to feed me.
My cat is going banana sandwich over here.
Here we go again. Oh, what is going on, Cat? Oh, why?
Do you want me to yell at him?
Give that cat about Tree Fitty.
Can't believe you used that joke.
I know.
2018.
I got you, dude.
Oh, you got me actually really good.
You're like, wait, we're going to pay for it? Like with money or our lives?
Yeah, money. Or your lives. I mean,
I don't know. Is your life worth Tree Fitty?
Maybe. So, The Simpsons, to make yourself feel old, has been on the air for 28 seasons. It's only been funny for like 10.
Correct.
Here are the top 14 times that The Simpsons have predicted accurately the future. The first one, the Siegfried.
Yeah, all right, nailed it.
The 14 times that The Simpsons have accurately predicted
All right,
the future.
I'm gonna accurately predict something for 2018.
All right.
You will not correctly pronounce things.
Well, it's already come true.
I know.
Prediction,
God, I'm like,
that's a guarantee.
no, it came true. I'm a prophet. Amanda, let's play the lottery.
Amanda, beer.
Amanda, Elvis juice. By Brewdog, by the way. Shameless plug for Brewdog.
Yes, if you've not been to Brewdogs, either in Ireland, Ireland, right? Yeah, or in Ohio, do so, please. Siegfried and
Scotland,
Roy.
not Ireland.
Scotland. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What's the difference? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. There were wars fought over this, actually.
No, dude, no. The difference is about Tree Fitty.
The difference is literally water. Like, now, I do know the difference between Ireland. Please, everybody in Scotland.
You're like, I digress before I get on some list.
Yeah. You're like, oh, you don't like the Irish.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Heart stars and horseshoes, clovers and balloons, pots of gold and rainbows, and me red balloons. Boom!
The guy shot me after reciting that.
He said, what's the difference?
I'll show him the difference. Okay. Siegfried and Roy's tiger attack happened in season 5, episode 10. It was predicted in 1993 and it came true in 2003. So there you go. But is that really a prediction? You do a show with a tiger. Pretty good chance you're going to get attacked eventually, right?
I think yes, normally, but paired with how many other things they've gotten correct, I think it. Yeah, I think. Yeah, someone on the Simpsons writing staff is a time traveler. Is it Matt Groening?
Yes.
He's a time traveler.
You think?
Why would you come back in time to write the Simpsons?
Yeah, wouldn't you do something where you just got money and didn't have to do anything?
I would I can't even say the things I would do on here.
Well, tell me, what would you do on here?
What would you do?
If you're a man.
Now you're a man. A man. Tree Fitty. Tree Fitty.
So this one I don't agree with because it's not really a prediction. They predicted autocorrect.
So to be fair, all the technology-based ones you can skip over because if you watch Star Trek, they'll be like they had smartphones on there. If you watch the movie 2001,
yes,
they have iPad-looking like things, but they're sitting at a table reading newspapers projected on an electronic device.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a forward-thinking person, does that mean all these sci-fi movies that have computer holograms and projections, are they predicting the future, or are they just looking at the trends of technology and they're seeing where it's going? Is a prediction it's going to happen, or is a prediction just based on trends and my best guess, this is how things are going to take place? Not that's what I think. I think the thing about predictions is people think oh, they can peer into the future. They know the future. But if you look at how people act or how technology is, you can almost air quote predict certain things. I bet you I could sit here and predict something the future is going to have technology wise.
Tell me.
So what would we have technology wise?
Tell me.
Heads up display that goes into your retinal sight.
You can just inject it.
I don't know if it'll be an injection or
like a contact.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? That's
it'll
a
be
prediction. You know why? They're kind of already creating it.
It'll be
Because
like smart
Google Glass
glass.
did so bad
Yes.
because nobody wanted to wear that stupid headset. So they went back to the design board. Well, how do we get this into? I about said condom, but I meant contact.
Dude, I don't know why people are ridiculous about that. For one, if you gave me a pair of freaking snorkels, like a snorkel and goggles, and you told me it had smart glass heads up display, I'd wear
I'd
that
wear it,
shit all the time.
and I'd wear it while snorkeling.
Yeah, dude, imagine snorkeling with smart goggles and like a fish swims by you
I'll
and
tell
your
you what it
smart
is.
goggles, yeah, scans the fish and tells you that's a grouper fish. And you're like, "Oh shit, I just saw a grouper fish."
Here's how weird this could get. You have Google Glass, okay, and you're out at the bar, and you look at a woman, and it will tell you if she has a dating profile. Well,
Or it'll tell you if you've met her before, her name.
hi,
Jessica.
Jessica. How are you doing? Why'd that take so long? No reason. I meet a lot of women.
I think it's a cool concept. I think
Yes.
just it's inevitable with how
Excuse me.
ingrained we are with technology and how much we are synced with technology.
Hmm.
It's just the inevitable next step. I mean, they're doing it with windshields and cars.
Yeah.
So soon, like not really soon, but eventually you'll be driving a car and you'll have smart glass embedded into the windshield.
Hmm.
It will tell you how far things are away. So let's say you're leading behind another car, you're trailing it.
Yeah.
It will tell you how far that car is in front of you.
Yeah.
It'll tell you the speeds things are going. Like it's a cool concept.
Yes.
It's very interesting to me. So am I peering into the future because I'm saying these things? No. I'm just looking around at how technology has evolved even over the past 10 years and seeing based on trends and societal needs where it's going to go.
Well, and at the same time too, you have who's watching Star Trek? Probably the people inventing this crap.
Yeah, I
You're telling
mean,
me Bill Gates didn't watch Star Trek? That Steve Jobs didn't watch Star Trek? That your inventors back in the day didn't read, books? Because they
yeah,
did.
look at Jules Verne. Look at the stuff like Jules Verne wrote about.
We talking about Vern.
Talk about Jules Verne.
Now, the reason I give them some credit is that they predicted it in 1994, and autocorrect actually didn't come about until 2007. And the only
Yeah.
reason I give them credit is because it's um, Nelson, and in his little iPad looking thing, puts in beat up Martin, and it turns to eat up Martin.
Yeah, he has like a tablet with the
Yes.
stylus.
Yes. So, going back, we don't have to go into detail on this because it's exactly the same. FaceTime. Dude, in fairness on this one, okay, they predicted in 1995. It didn't happen until 2010. However, video phones were before The Simpsons. It
Yeah,
happened in 1980, whatever, when they made Back to the Future.
I was
They
gonna
were
say
doing
I've
this in the
seen, yeah,
70s movies, like
like
sci-fi movies.
exactly what I'm saying, and and probably I think in that same article you're reading, it talks about a smartwatch.
Yeah,
Again, back to the Star Trek, they had smartphones on Star Trek.
yeah.
I mean, they had Bluetooth technology in Star Trek.
Do you know them smartphones make you stupid?
Oh, Star Trek predicts
Uh, Chevy
hyperspace,
trucks,
and faster than
diesel
light travel.
fuel made from oils,
Diesel fuel.
buck knives.
My name is Buck, and I like to
Yeah,
knives.
I call I call bullcrap on this one. Faulty voter machine predicted in 2008 came true in 2012, but in 2000 is when we had the problem with the voting. And as soon as they brought the machine in, the first thing they said is, "Well, what about voter fraud?"
Is that Florida with the
Yeah, the hanging chads.
yeah.
Which is still the stupidest thing in the world. Well, I mean, it is pressed through, but not pressed through all the way. The person changed their mind. Oh,
As long as the vote's in their favor, I know, man.
Yeah.
But
So stupid.
The Trump presidency one is, I think, the funniest one.
Yes. So we get the God Particle 1998 through 2012, which is pretty cool, but they've been
Yeah.
talking about the God Particle for a while.
Yep.
NSA spy scandal, 2007, 2013. The NSA was really created after the 9/11 attacks. We talked about them spying on us ever since they talked about the damn Patriot Act. So, yeah. Smartwatches, meh. America's Ebola outbreak, which was pretty neat. They predicted it in
Towards the
97.
Ebola virus.
Yes. It came true in 2014. But can we call it an outbreak? It was like 5 people.
It was
I'm
an
not,
incident.
I'm not,
It was an incident.
yeah. That's
But
not an outbreak. An outbreak
that-
is like communities.
The X-Files has an episode on Ebola. Does that mean the X-Files predicted that?
Yes. Did it happen before or after 97 is the question.
It happened in the early 90s.
So,
Do you remember that
yes.
episode with the
I didn't
X-Files?
watch the X-Files. I'm sorry.
It's pretty disgusting if you watch it.
I watched the one where they're tracking the guy on the police footage, and he gets out of his car and starts outrunning the cops. I did watch that one. It was weird. I didn't get into the X-Files. I should, but
You
I never
should.
did.
You'd like it.
Uh,
I didn't like the season after Mulder left, and it was like he got replaced. I mean, it got.
Did you watch the remake, or not the remake, but the reboot?
I have not. I want to. I really like the X-Files, so I'll try to check it out.
I need to check it out. They're doing season 2. That'd be pretty cool.
That could be our new theme music. How about that?
Well, you want to steal it anyways, so.
I mean, steal it. I just came up with it.
Oh, you're right. FIFA's corruption, I call bullcrap. 2014 to 15, we've been talking about FIFA being corrupt forever. And Greece debt default, they predicted in 2012, came true in 2015. Here's the thing, we've been talking about Greece going out of business since 2010. The Nobel Prize, 2010, it came true in 2016. They predicted economist Jadish
Nailed it.
Bhagwati would win it. But this is a person that his whole life has spent around the economy. So the chance of him winning a Nobel Peace Prize is pretty good. Pretty good. And like you said, my favorite is Donald Trump's presidency. They predicted in 2000. It came through in 2016. Episode Bart to the Future. So.
Yeah, that's the funniest one.
And it's kind of true because of the little caption. As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from the President Trump.
Yep, gotta make them cuts.
Now, interesting, Lady Gaga's halftime show is pretty cool. 2012 predicted, came true in 2017, just because she's on that hang wire.
Yeah, wearing almost the same outfit.
Yeah, so that Disney Fox takeover, that was going to happen eventually.
That's
But
inevitable.
cool. 1998. And then I think that is it. I gotta yell at my cat. Hold on. Thanks for filling that time.
I was waiting for you to yell at it.
I muted it.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to yell at it. I was waiting.
No, I won't do that on the air as much as I can. Okay, are you ready? We're gonna not read all these, but I want to read. Okay, I'm sorry. Are you ready for the topic du jour?
What's the soup du jour?
It is ghost stories.
That sounds good. I'll have that.
I'm going to start with a personal one. Did I tell you? Well, not
With one of your stories?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, why not?
Lay it on me. Lay it on me. Lay it on me.
Fair play to you.
Lay it on me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I gotta figure it out. Did I tell the story about my old blue house? The ghost woman?
The ghost woman?
Yes. Or did I talk about the one where the television kept turning up and down?
Okay. I don't recall these, but
Okay. Well, I'll tell the ghost woman one. If no one's heard, if you're listening now, you may not have listened to the first episode.
nobody's
doing
listening.
like once a month. Nobody's
Nobody's
listening.
nobody's listening.
You can say goddamn on the air, and nobody's listening anyways.
No, no, no.
We had one hit, one goddamn hit.
It was me.
So, my mother, we lived in a house in Hebron, Ohio, the second oldest house in Hebron. I want to say I told the story. Anyways, meaning it was built early 1800s. Okay, the house itself very big. Used to have a maid's quarter, which was the bathroom, and it had a stairwell directly to the kitchen. It had a big living room, big upstairs, couple rooms upstairs. So every night when my mom went to sleep, she would wake up, look out the door, and there would be an older woman dressed in like a nightgown standing at the top of the steps, and she would walk downstairs every night without fail. And I asked her, did you ever talk to her? Did you ever say something? Did you ever, try to get her attention? Of course, my mom's like, no, I just saw her and went to sleep. You know what I mean? So, what we find out is that the house that we owned was probably a part of the Underground Railroad, and that woman used to live there. What?
Oh,
Yeah, so very interesting. They would bring them in, bring them up the back stair, and then they would put them in. So there was a closet in the maid's quarter that had another door that you went into that then had the attic. So the attic was not easily accessible. So the attic has a bit of a story behind, kind of you see stuff, you hear stuff, you whatever, but you want somebody to verify it, I guess. You're not
yes.
crazy. This happened to me too. Anything you do. So, this was about 10 years after we moved out, maybe a little less. And the lady that had bought the house came to my mom's work, and they had found, like, we forgot a box of stuff. They found it in the attic, okay? And they were kind of talking, and, how's the house? She goes, real good. And she goes, how, you just had a kid a couple years before that. How's everything going? He goes, real good, but he's having a bit of a problem sleeping at night. And she goes, oh, why is that? And she goes, he keeps saying he sees something, that he keeps seeing ghosts. My mom looked at her and goes, don't worry, she won't hurt her or hurt him. And the lady goes, well, how'd you know it was her? She goes, old lady standing at the top of the stairs. He has a room probably in the corner. Yeah. She goes, saw him every night, never going to have an issue. So this kid was seeing the same thing my mom was seeing in that house, which is
Oh.
pretty neat. Pretty good way of verifying some things. So, let's skip this first one because it's long. Do you have any ghost stories you haven't told? Excuse me.
I mean, I have some, but like they're not. I don't know if I've told them or not. Just some of the ones that involve the house on Hudson Avenue.
Did you rock on through?
We're gonna rock on through Hudson Avenue,
Historic Hudson Avenue.
but nothing major. Go ahead and tell your story.
That was my story. I'm going to save the other one.
Oh,
I was just going to tell
well,
one.
okay. So I like to do this thing there where I wouldn't tell people about the paranormal activity there to see if they experienced it, to kind of confirm like the things that were happening. And the girl my buddy was dating at the time, I guess she heard something whisper in her ear and something growled at her, and she felt like a breath like on her neck, and it was all on this one couch. And I felt the same. I had the same thing happening on that couch. So, and I didn't tell her that. So, just that showed me like, yeah, there's something up there. But I mean, there's a lot more. But I will again. I'll save the stories. I don't want to run them out.
Tell me all your stories.
No.
Okay, so let's a couple of this is always nice. These are stories from Reddit, an aggregated site from a different website, refinery29.com, read by us, two dudes in the dark podcast. It's like kind of our version of you tell one friend, I'll tell one friend. You tell another friend, kind of telephone. So, from Reddit user Grey Fawn 844. I was at a red light, and up ahead I saw some sort of ghost dog cross the street and disappear. It was slightly transparent, and it moved effortlessly, like it was gliding almost. My dog does that from time to time. I discovered via the internets it is frequently observed and known as a hellhound.
Ooh.
I went back there approximately an hour later. Why? To look for it. Oh, and as I stopped under the streetlight, it flickered off. You not. That led me to believe that there are times when we are in some sort of heightened state where we can peer into other realms.
Ooh, down, meow.
Your last near keeps cutting out, by the way.
My what? It does?
Meow. Yeah, disappears.
Meow, meow, meow.
I walked into my bedroom with a couple of oranges. By the way, when you're listening to these, take your pants off, turn off the lights. You don't have to take your pants off.
Take your pants off.
I walked into my bedroom with a couple of oranges to snack on. Lame. I tossed one lightly onto the bed. It landed in the middle, didn't bounce up, but appeared to have vanished into the bedspread. I never found it. I didn't end up behind or under the bed. My bed ate my orange. I'm just kidding. They didn't say that, but the insinuated a ghost stole her orange, or his orange. That's from Scott Sierra. What? I don't know, man. I'm just reading them. I was in my living room when I heard this loud crash come from the doorway of my home. I went out, and where it was, I saw that an angel sculpture had fallen onto the floor. The thing is that the sculpture's string was placed on a metal hook, and the only way it could have been taken down is to take the string and pull it up and over the hook. There was no way that it would just fall. The string would have to be compromised. It was not. I didn't think much of it until I looked at the settings on my iPhone, because I wanted to see how much space I had. Space.
Space.
How much space I had left.
Space.
I was planning on going somewhere and taking lots of videos.
Lots of space.
Lots of space needed for my visitors. The space left was 6. GBs. I couldn't help but think of the whole the devil is a fallen angel thing. It was pretty creepy. That's from Smegma Toast.
What toast?
Smegma Toast.
That's disgusting.
What's smegma?
You don't know what smegma
I don't.
is?
I'm sorry. I don't. All right, tell me, what is smegma? Do I have to Google it?
No,
Right.
it's a sebaceous secretion in the folds of the skin, especially under a man's foreskin.
Ooh. Why would you put that on toast?
You ever heard of dick cheese?
Yes, that's what
Well,
that
there you go.
Smegma is dick cheese? Oh, man. Nice. That's a better word. So if you call someone a smegma, they're dick cheese.
Yes.
Good to
Oh
know.
my God, that's so good.
That's awesome.
Oh, you're so innocent.
I am. Sometimes, not always.
What's smegma?
What's smegma?
I don't know what that is.
There must be somewhere where that species is at. I'm sorry.
Oh,
So everybody,
good.
smegma toast would be dick cheese toast. Which, if you didn't know what that was, you might be okay with it.
And we just lost some listeners.
Everybody's like, dick cheese. They said that like 14 times. They said they weren't going to cuss.
They weren't going to cuss. Well, dick is a scientific word. Look it up.
Dick is short for Richard.
Richard jokes.
How do you get Richard from Dick?
I don't know.
You ask nicely.
How do you get Dick from Richard?
Yeah,
You had it backwards.
I know. I have Gregory the friendly. I just let it roll. I didn't want to redo it.
Well, hey there, Richard. Or hey there, Dick.
Yeah,
may I get some of your Richard?
Yes, let me go ask him. And he has a nice bow tie on.
Suck my Richard.
Got a bow tie. He's got, Axe body spray on. He's doing good for himself. I have Gregory the friendly Gusht. He often locks the door and turns off the lights when I'm too lazy to do so. He is a total pal. Oh, come on, lazy. Isolation _ You're a smegma. I was inspecting a vacant home, and as I was finishing up, I heard footsteps on the floor above. I was about to leave when I heard it, so I recorded it and then booked it out of there. That's the big nope for me. Here's a link to the recording. It doesn't work. So, there you go. That's from Boehner8127. And let's see here. I have eye migraines. That sounds terrible. I heard someone shaking my locked door. Ooh. I heard someone shaking my locked door in the middle of the night. For about a minute, I woke up. It woke me up, actually. I opened the door, and my dog started barking like crazy, looking down the stairs. That's where my room is. Although she is usually asleep on the bed at the end of the upstairs hallway. Woke up my dad and went downstairs. He's on the 3rd floor. I'm on the 2nd. What is your address? He went to the 1st, okay? Let's not. There we go. And all the doors were locked. Living room light was on. Also have a doorway separating 2 sides of my room, and I hang a mirror box that can be opened to store jewelry and trinkets. It makes a distinctive noise if you quickly move it or shake it. I heard someone shaking it a few weeks ago, and it woke me up. Next morning, the baseball bat I kept next to my bed was on the ground. That was really weird. Because the bat was leaning against the wall, at the bottom part was inside of the box filled with junk. In the morning, it was completely on the floor, but the box was untouched. But I don't really care as long as it's not a robber.
What?
That went south. That was poor.
Yeah.
Give me one more of yours, because I'm not. The other two don't look that good.
Ghost
Take us
story?
out on a high note. Yes.
Let me think of a good one. Did I tell you about the time in the basement of the Newark jail?
No.
So it was with it was before Outlaw Paranormal got together. We're all just hanging out, checking it out, doing investigations. The group was in one side of the basement, and I went in I think it's the furnace room, and I was the only one in there. There's only one door to get in, and something threw a rock at me. Went whirling right by my ear and hit the wall behind me. So I thought it was one of my team members punking me out. So I walked around and was looking for them in there. And then when I came out of the room, I saw a figure, and I yelled at them, and I called them a choice word. So I started chasing them, and I chased them around a corner into a dead end, and they were gone.
Ooh. What did the person look like?
It was just like a shadowy, dark figure.
You know someone's lynched there, right?
Yeah. Etherington.
Yes. You know why he was lynched?
Because he was enforcing prohibition.
Yeah. He closed down a popular bar.
Yeah, and
people were mad.
Yeah, he closed it down in Heath. They chased him from Heath.
Yeah.
All the way up there. Yep.
And then lynched him.
He went in there for protection, and they busted through the door and drug him out and hung him on the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy. All right. Well, do you have anything else to add? I just
Not
closed everything.
not this week.
Not this week?
No, I'll
No.
think of have something for next week.
What do you want to do next week?
Let's leave it up to our viewers that don't message us. So if you guys have
Yay.
if you guys have an idea, send us a message on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
We'll leave it completely up to you.
If you don't say anything, we're just going to read more. You don't want me reading more.
Or lack thereof.
Hey, tired.
Hey, same.
I feel you. So next week or whatever, please, go to our Facebook page, Two Dudes in the Dark on Facebook. Or if you want to tweet it out to me, you can DM me or just tweet it to me. Some show ideas or your ghost stories to Monty the Yank. You can email me at montytheyank@gmail.com, however you want to do it. Please give us your ideas. So this week was fun.
Yes.
This week's been real.
Yes.
But I wouldn't call it
real fun.
So, until next time, I am Monty.
And I am Bogsimus.
And we will talk to you all next time.